friend. Oh my God, I can't even hear myself. Hi, friends. How are you? And welcome. It is, oh my God, I almost said Wednesday. It is Thursday, February 12th. Usually we go live on Wednesdays, but scheduling conflicts. So here we are. So today we're going to talk about something that I just uploaded a members video. When I tell you that this rabbit hole that I am just falling down right now, you guys have to watch the members video because just watch it. All I do is read over one of the reports and it flabbergasts me. I am not done. My husband's like, when are you going to stop looking at that? And I'm like, I can't. Anyways, hello, Amanda. Hello, El Jacad. Hello, Mr. Pike. Hello. Okay, so if you guys don't know, there is a content creator on YouTube. His name is Dennis, and he goes by, hi, Shawnee. He goes by the name of Deaf Noodles. And I actually used to watch Deaf Noodles. It was called Irrelevant News, which I actually pulled up. I was surprised to see, because of the content that he has right now, I was surprised to see that he left all of this up. Now, he has a YouTube channel that has amassed, I think, about 500,000 subscribers, 484,000 subscribers, 275 videos. It's called Mask Off here. We'll go here. It's called Mask Off with Deaf Noodles. This is him. This is Dennis. And now this is Mask Off, a bold conservative commentary show hosted by Dennis. This is where the mask comes off, the truth comes out, and the left gets held accountable. From campus insanity to government overreach to media manipulation and moral collapse, Mask Off breaks down the cultural chaos with biting humor, sharp analysis, and zero tolerance for lies. Now, I've seen this on a couple different people that I watch on their channels, and what I find so fascinating is the fact that he used to host a thing, which is where I was introduced to him. It's where he used to host this thing called Irrelevant News. And I would get up, I would put my earpiece in, and I would just listen to it because it was like cute, quirky, and fun. And he used to wear like these little cat headphones. There was like a skit where he was related to Gilbert Gottfried because of the way that he talks. His commentary was fun. It was like, it was chewing gum for your ears. Like, it was something that you could just listen to and not really put any stock into. And then he had ended up opening up his own comedy club. I don't know if he still has it or he doesn't. But I need to calm down. He had opened his own comedy club. I don't know what happened with that. But then I watch Adam McIntyre, and Adam McIntyre to me is also chewing gum for the ears. Like, there are people I just listen to, and I just like to have stuff on in the background when I'm like cleaning or whatever. And he brings up Deaf Noodles. And I did not realize that Deaf Noodles is now a right-wing conservative. What is happening to my camera? Oh my God. But a right-wing conservative YouTuber. Hold on. I think it's touching my light. I think that's what's happening. Yes, that's much better. It can now focus. Okay. So I was like, there's no way that this could happen, because he was just like just not that type of guy. So then he brings up the videos, and I was like, oh my God. And so I was like, I saw that he also did something on Jubilee where he was debating a Democrat, which we'll also watch today. But first, let's go back to his old stuff. Okay, let's just pick one of these videos here. Just so you can get a feel of what I was introduced to, okay, which is why this is so shocking. So he used to talk about James Charles, Trisha Paytas. Here's Ethan Klein. Here's one of the Paul brothers. Who else? The Kardashians, Jaclyn Hill. He used to wear these like cute little Minecraft ears. He used to live in like a fake Minecraft house. Like, it was a whole shtick. It was a whole thing, which is why this whole thing is crazy. I want to know how he got here. Like, what happened. I don't know. It's mind boggling. So here was about frenemies. Let's see. So, here's where he takes his. Oh, the end of Deaf Noodles. Okay, so then maybe we'll watch that because I want to know what happened. Yeah, I don't know how to. I don't know. I don't know how one gets there, but let's find out. Okay, so let's go to him talking about. Let's go to this one. Ethan Klein and Tana Mojo go off on James Charles, exposed.
Yes, folks, I predicted it correctly. Today is Friday.
Okay. I remember this. When is this from? 4 years ago. I used to watch this or listen to it regularly. I thought it was funny. I thought it was quirky. I thought it was, he just kind of made me laugh. It was funny and it made me laugh. All right. I'm dumb. What do you want from me?
Meanwhile, Addison Rae addresses whether or not she's dating Kourtney Kardashian. Tana Mojo and Ethan Klein go off with James Charles, and Jake Paul gets exposed. By the way, anyone else excited about the Jello Lionel Richie collab? I know I am. Irrelevant news. Addison Rae made her debut on the Kardashian show.
We all decided to get to the bottom of Kourtney and Addison, so we invited Addison over for lunch, but without Kourtney.
Little known fact, folks, before anybody's allowed to hang out with any of the Kardashians, they must go through a holy Roman Inquisition.
See, and if you could see behind him, he lives, that was his thing. He's like a cat who lives in a Minecraft house. It's so dumb, but it was fun and it was quirky, you just giggles.
Filled with fake smiles and
pleasant. And it was irrelevant news. He was pointing out all the stuff that was just so stupid. All this stuff that people were taking seriously that they didn't, that you shouldn't because it's just dumb. It's irrelevant. I mean, I thought it was really smart at the time.
Have you ever been arrested?
What's your blood type? What is your credit score? Do you have siblings?
Oh my God, you guys, are you interrogating this poor girl?
Hey, shout out to the Kardashians. They're actually doing a pretty good job interrogating Addison Rae. And since the FBI is dragging his feet with James Charles, maybe the Kardashians could take over the investigation and do it over a glass of Sauvignon Blanc.
What the do you do to Kourtney to make her so happy?
I agree, Chloe. How dare any other Kardashians actually be happy? This should not be allowed, especially not in front of cameras.
Honestly, at the beginning, we were...
Okay, so now you guys get the gist of what... Okay, let's go to this one here.
That I know of.
Fantastic. Hey, folks, so what if the head doctor of this hospital doesn't have enough on his plate that he has to go around trying to figure out if people's mothers love shrimp or not? It's valuable information, just like this resurfaced James Charles interview.
Whenever I'm talking to somebody new, I always ask somebody to send me an Instagram DM, sending me a video, telling me about themselves and introducing themselves. That way I know it's not a catfish, and so I can hear their voice, get to know a little bit about them. Yeah. And a lot of people, if somebody refuses to do that, instant unmatch.
Isn't it wonderful to see that the internet is filled with interviews that age like milk?
The best part about it is most people are so stupid that they mess it up for themselves so fast.
Yeah, I don't understand how those folks keep messing it up big time with Kris Jenner. I mean, James Charles.
Okay, so you guys get the point, right? This was it. This was the whole shtick, right? And it was fine. It was great. He amassed millions of views. His channel, he was getting millions upon millions of views, I believe. Hold on. Let's go to the cat ear. Let's see. Oh, maybe hundreds of thousands of views. I thought it was way more than that. But hundreds of thousands on every video. And these would come out, I don't even know. Were they every day? 120,000, 112, 115. So yeah, I mean, he was getting millions of views. Maybe I thought it was per video. But I mean, he was doing well for himself. So I don't know exactly what happened in the time that he stopped. Hi, Captain. I don't know what happened in the time that he stopped being Deaf Noodles. We're talking about Deaf Noodles conservative pipeline, which is a crazy term to me if you know who Deaf Noodles is. So I don't know what changed. There was the video. Hold on. Where was it? It was Deaf Noodles is coming to an end, not clickbait. And I stopped. Where is it? I literally just passed it. Oh my God. We literally just passed it. It was Deaf Noodles, the cat coming to an end. I don't know. Anyway, so he quits doing that, and then he goes into this stuff, which I assume is like the same. I don't remember watching these. Oh, no, he's here. He's still a cat. You can see in these. He's still a cat. Okay, never mind. And then he keeps going. Same people. Trisha Paytas, Nikita Dragon, this guy from, what is that, 90 Day Fiancé or whatever. And then, again, still the cat. Still Deaf Noodles. Oh, because I'm going backwards. That's why. Okay, oldest. So if we go this way. I see. Oh, no. Be careful. There was one. Where was he? No, I can't find it. Oh, this was before. Okay. And then, okay. We're going the right way now. And then he goes to end of Deaf Noodles, not clickbait.
Welcome to the greatest day of the week, said no one ever. Today, Addison Rae unfollows a fan, Matt Damon gets backlash, and a baby gets dropped from Lollapalooza. By the way, folks, I recently acquired Gordon Ramsay. Addison Rae unfollowed a fan.
All I did was support. Never did I ever say anything.
Talking about. Okay, I get it. Sorry, folks, this moron thinks he can just walk in. Okay, I get it. I'm just here to say it's over. What are you talking about? You know what I'm talking about. It's over. It's not over. It's over. Anyway, folks, Addison Rae. Ignoring it isn't going to make it go away. What's your problem? I don't really have a problem. I think you have a problem. I have no problems. I'm perfect. Well, that's where you're wrong. There are plenty of problems. Oh, yeah? Well, name one. Well, to start off, you got banned on Twitter. You have a major credibility issue. Some people just don't seem to get the joke. And honestly, the bit overstayed its welcome. What are you talking about? I'm not a bit. I'm a cat in a Minecraft house. Yeah, you know, I love that whole cat in a Minecraft house.
Okay, so yeah, so he gets banned on Twitter. The credibility issues, I think, have to do with James Charles, for what I've heard, which was part of the reason that James Charles, people think that he wasn't held fully accountable, which shouldn't matter about one man on YouTube and not being credible. It's interesting that he addresses it this way, like it's not him.
House thing, I just think it's a bit limiting. Are you serious right now? There's absolutely nothing limiting about being a one-dimensional character who's only sarcastic all the time and literally has the worst possible takes on every subject. Kind of ironic that you said that sarcastically. I didn't say that sarcastically. Look, the bit has just been going on for too long. Too many people actually think that you're me and I'm you. Ha! You wish. And I'm kind of sick of it. And, you know, my voice hurts all the time. I'm probably getting nodules, to be honest. Uncle Gilbert's not going to appreciate that. He's not your uncle. He's not my uncle. We're from Brazil. Okay, stop. Look.
We're from Brazil. I don't know why that's funny.
Are you done? The people are waiting. I'm firing you. You can't fire me. My name's on the channel. Yeah, well, my name's on the top right-hand corner of the screen. Yeah, I was wondering about that. You know, at the end of the day, this channel... You're an awful human being. Well, as Faulkner once said, kill your darlings. I can't believe you actually did it. Yeah.
Okay.
I hate you.
This joke is gone.
On this channel, and if you've been on this channel for over 2 years, then you know this channel has been through many eras, and right now is the end of the Minecraft cat era. And, you know, while I love the Minecraft cat, he just had to go, folks. You know, there are many reasons, but the biggest one is that he was restricting me creatively to a point where I just felt like I couldn't introduce new ideas into the channel. For anybody who watches these videos every single day, you know there's a very specific format to how the current era of Deaf Noodles videos are made and how they're presented, and I just had to, you know, break away from that. That being said, also, my voice couldn't take it anymore.
Okay, so he wanted to creatively step out. All right, we get it. So then he goes into, hold on. So when was that he cut off Deaf Noodles cat guy? Because he wanted to be more creative. Okay, the right way. Let's see. That was how many years ago? 4 years ago. Okay. So then he goes into him doing the same content, but as himself. So let's move forward a little bit and see 4 years ago who he is.
Welcome, folks. Hope you're having an amazing day. Let's go. Irrelevant news.
So he dropped the cat. He's doing the same exact bit
So former President Trump went to the World Series in Atlanta and thought it would be a terrific idea to do this.
What are the chances? What are the chances I land on this video and we're about to go where we're going? The Lord has blesseth me today. Oh, today's my lucky day. It's a good day to be alive.
Now, in case you don't know, that is a tomahawk chop, which is a symbol or a gesture that many Atlanta Braves fans do during the Braves games, which many native leaders have called dehumanizing and racist, calling it out just days before the World Series kicked off in Atlanta. So, of course, it's very appropriate for a former president to do it. After all, he only held the highest office in the land, so it's not like anybody's really paying attention to what the hell he's doing, right?
Waving to the crowd with Melania there on his right. Looked like former President Trump was enjoying himself.
Okay, so he's making fun of Trump. And then, hold on, let's go. Okay, so then he does that for 4 years. Irrelevant news. And then I'm back 5 months ago. Oh, wow. So he takes 4 years off and then he comes back and here's a new chapter.
Hi, folks. It's been a while. This channel's been through a lot, and so have I. I wasn't really sure if I'd ever post on here again, but lately I've been thinking, maybe there's still something worth saying. I started this channel back in 2018 doing reaction content, comedy, depending on who you ask, and commentary. Then it evolved into news, internet drama, satire. It got big, bigger than I ever imagined. Then it got messy. Then it got even bigger. And then it became kind of a headache. Eventually, I stepped away to build something that matters more to me, something that brought my ideas into focus. And in the meantime, I came back here every so often to experiment. I posted some really random stuff. Some of it I regret. Some of it was just plain weird. I tried out AI. I tried out bits. I tried out everything at this point. And
The other thing is, too, trying out bits. He's a comedian, I guess. I'm unsure as to, like, what his professional life was before being a YouTuber. This is the only place that I knew him from.
Recently, I've been reflecting, especially after watching a video by 16 Leo. It was surprisingly fair. And watching him react to old clips of me stirred up some embarrassment, but also understanding. I know exactly what that version of me was going through, even if most people don't. And yeah, it's hard to watch, but it's been 3 years.
I have seen some of his newer stuff and will have thoughts, which is unfortunate because this right here is very likable. Like, accepting the accountability, like, I did this, it was embarrassing, I feel ashamed, I'm doing this is actually a very likable video. Like, if I were to see him come back 5 months ago, before I know what I know about him now, but if I were to see him come back and see this and be like, hey, I was just trying some shit out, and you know what? You can't always win. You can't always get it right. And then he came up and then he just fucking deep dived. Like, he just fucking swan dove right off the roof. He's like, I'm going for it.
I've moved on, I've grown, and for the first time in a long time, I feel like myself again. Back then, I was coming out of a 2-year isolation during the pandemic, still trying to figure out who I was and where I stood. And part of that journey happened in public. Part of that journey happened in private. It took time to understand where the line was for me, what I wanted to say, and most importantly, why. Long story short, I'm reactivating this channel. But not as an experiment, and definitely not with AI. I've got very specific ideas. I think we're in a cultural moment that really needs a different kind of voice right now. Something more grounded, more common sense. See, most commentary online still leans heavily left or center left. And while I started there too, over time, I've made choices, sometimes some very unpopular ones, that pulled me in a very different direction. Toward values I held long before this channel even existed. Values I once put aside in favor of public approval instead of actually standing by them. So here's what to expect. I'll post when I actually have something to say. Maybe once a week, maybe more, maybe less, who knows. But when I do, it'll be real, It'll be focused, and it'll be rooted in common sense, not in the drama or mudslinging I once took part in. I'm not here to be the entertainment anymore. I'm here to comment on it because, frankly, that's what I do best. If that's something you're into, then feel free to stick around. If not, then I totally get it, dude. Either way, thanks for stopping by, and maybe I'll see you around.
Had I seen this video when he came back, I would have been like, cool. All right, let's go, Noodles. Yeah. Hi, John. It's just, yeah, it's only going to go downhill from here. And so obviously we know he leans now very right, like horrifically right. And the thing is one of two things happened. Either the left side didn't work out for you, so you've, gone to the right because you think that'll work out for you because you bombed what happened when you had a left-leaning audience. Or you've always been right and you used your left-leaning audience to profit off of. Yeah, either way, it's not great. Either way, it's not great. Oh, it's a shame. It's really a shame because I used to like this guy. All right, let's get into his new stuff. So let's see. So he's back. Charlie Kirk's assassination exposed left's moral bankruptcy. Hassan Pike, not using AI, but uses AI in his thumbnails. I know that he said he's been shadow banned. Maybe it's people just don't like what you're doing. All right. So what the fuck is gay? Look at this. They all these little arrows say gay. Oh God. We are deaf noodles. All right, let's watch this because this is what I want you to watch next.
Hi, folks. Welcome back. Today's episode is a very special one. Earlier this morning, a video was uploaded of a debate I did late last year with Isaiah Martin on Jubilee. Now, let me start by being very clear and upfront about something. I'm not here to relitigate this debate. I'm not here to cry foul. I'm not here to claim that I was...
Let's see what the comments say. Crushed it. Oh, this is not nice. Some of these are not nice. You absolutely got dog walked. In this video essay, I will explain how I crashed out hard in 4K. Even the AI overview you screenshotted didn't have your back here. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Silenced. That's not what this video is about. See, I agreed to be on Jubilee knowing exactly what kind of space it is. A progressive media environment with its own assumptions, incentives, and audience.
Is he using a fucking Superman logo above the American flag? Oh, my God. Hey, Deaf Noodles, you do realize Superman was an illegal alien, right? And yet he still stood for human rights and the people and fairness and knowledge and wisdom and compassion and understanding. I'm just wondering. I'm just asking you. Like, you knew that, right? And just, there should be like a little doodle of Hitler right here. It's like Deaf Noodles flag. Oh, we're gonna watch the whole thing. I just want to hear what he says about it first.
What I did not expect, however, was to see fact-checking used as a narrative weapon, editing used to shape audience.
What I did not expect was to see fact-checking used as a narrative weapon. Okay. I can't even, that sentence is so dumb, I can't even explain it. I did not expect fact checking to be used as a narrative weapon. You are debating someone. To win the debate is to have the facts. Is it not? To argue the facts of your case. Am I right? Am I crazy? Am I getting gaslit right now?
Audience perception and standards applied asymmetrically, all under the branding of so-called neutrality. So what I want to do in this video is actually very
neutrality. You either have the facts or you don't. Like, what are you? If you're debating something and you have a strong stance and you have an argument, then you should also have the facts. It's not the facts shaping a narrative. It's the facts. It's the facts being the facts, and you either have them or you don't.
very simple. I want to walk you through the claims that were disputed, show you what sources were cited and by whom, explain how Jubilee and Sand framed those disputes, and demonstrate why this wasn't actual neutral moderation. It was...
Oh, yeah, no, he's way right. Way right.
Editorial intervention. This is not about intent, by the way. It's about effect. Now, let's start with my very first debate with Isaiah. Right out the gate, I stated the following, and I'll paraphrase it here. I said that according to DHS data, roughly 70% of ICE arrests and deportations involve individuals.
Are you taking your facts from that AI bubble that Google shows up in the very beginning? Like, you Google it and then the AI overview is like, hey, this? Bro. Like, if I were to get into a debate with Deaf Noodles, yeah, I'm not going to argue with AI. I could do that by myself. You have to cite others. So I bet you, hold on. Let me go here, Google. And let's type in. So this is just Google. I'm in incognito window. I want to know what his prompt was. But it's the department, DHS. All right, I'll just put in, let's see, DHS 70% of immigrants, because he's trying to say that they're criminals, are criminals. And then when you come up, oh, why doesn't, oh, AI mode, here we go. Okay, so it's not here. It must be because I'm in the, like, incognito. But if I go to this one, hold on, and it has the AI mode. Let me try it again. 70% of immigrants. And then I'll just type in criminals and see what it says. Oh, even this one. The claim that 70% of all immigrants are criminals. Sorry. 70% of ICE. People detained by ICE. I was like, wait. But I want to show you like what it looks like. So when you go into here, hold on, when you look in here and you look at like the way it's set up, and also too, you can tell and like the way this is set up. But if you look at this and like this little, like the way the line is right here, this is AI. Why wouldn't you just cite an actual source that has this? He changed which side he parts his hair on. Why? We know these stats are wrong. The records are clear. Well, let's hear him out. We're here to hear him out. Come on, Shawnee.
It's not about intent, by the way. It's about effect. And I'll paraphrase it here. I said that according to DHS data, roughly 70% of ICE arrests and deportations involve individuals who are criminals, meaning they either have criminal convictions or pending criminal charges. The remaining cases involve immigration violations or removal orders. Now, that's not a fringe claim. This is language used repeatedly by DHS and ICE themselves. That's why I cited it. Here it is right on the screen. So it's important to note that the DHS language here is very important.
All right, hold on. The Department of Homeland Security, Immigrations and Customs, 70% of ICE arrests are criminal illegal aliens with criminal convictions, or we have pending criminal charges. Targeting the worst of the worst. Criminals like, okay. Deportation Data Project at UC Berkeley Law and UCLA challenged this, finding that many arrested individuals, especially in large city crackdowns, had no criminal records, with some data showing closer to 70% of those detained having no convictions. So technically, what you said is true. The DHS did say this. They said that they are targeting the worst of the worst. Also true. They said that. But that doesn't make that fact true. So let's go to a legitimate site. Let's see. Here's transports.org, and this is track immigration. Here's the people being held by ICE. But where is... Here's them being... Oh, here we go. Right here. 74.2% of current detainees have no criminal convictions. All right. Let's go to another one, shall we? Let's see another one. Let's go to factcheck.org. As ICE arrests increase, a higher portion had no U.S. criminal record. Okay, let's see what the stats are. 21.9 of those arrests had no criminal record. The percentage rose to 34.2 and then to 40.5. In January, nearly 43 of those detained had no convictions or charges. The DHS can say whatever they would like. They can say whatever they want. Let's go to another source, shall we? Here's news. What else? Where else can I go? Here's the Cato Institute. Hold on. Here is, now I'm at the DHS. Let's go to Homeland Security, like I trust our government. But let's play. He wants to play. Let's play. Let's play the game. Let's see. Here's the people been arrested. Okay, drug trafficking. Okay. And that's fine. If these people have committed crimes but where are all the pictures? These are the only people who you have that have committed crimes? Where are all the other pictures? Where's everybody else? Why not put all of their pictures up if they've, in fact, committed crimes? Is it because that most of the people who are being detained by ICE have not committed crimes? Just a question. I'm just asking. Here's catoinstitute.org. 5% of people detained by ICE have violent convictions. 73% no convictions. The internet is free.
Okay, the key phrase directly from DHS statements under the Trump administration is this: 70% of ICE arrests are of criminal illegal aliens.
Again, he has a Superman. Do you know what Superman? You can't be a Superman fan and a Republican. Ah! You messed with me on the wrong day. Listen, I am a nerd. I will nerd out with you all day long. You can't, let me move myself. You cannot be a Superman fan and a Republican. He would never stand for it. He wouldn't. He wouldn't. He wouldn't. Anyways.
With criminal convictions or pending criminal charges. And that's exactly what I stated in the video. And that phrasing matters because DHS is not claiming that 70% are violent offenders or that 70% have felony convictions. They are claiming criminal convictions or pending criminal charges in addition to immigration violations.
So basically what he's saying is like, whoa, guys, I wasn't stating the facts. I was stating facts according to the Department of Homeland Security. You know what? Maybe you are a Republican. Very slippery when wet, Deaf Noodles.
So again, what
Bye,
I said
Captain.
in the Jubilee video is the operational definition DHS uses when discussing interior enforcement priorities. Now, here's where the dispute actually happened. See, my opponent, Isaiah, did not actually cite DHS, even though he claimed he was citing DHS. In reality, what he cited were UCLA and UC Berkeley affiliated studies, specifically the Deportation Data Project and other advocacy-aligned academic reinterpretations of the ICE data that I was citing. That distinction was never made clear to the audience by San or Jubilee, and that's why we reached an impasse on camera. The studies that Isaiah cited use a completely different classification system. Most notably, non-convicted is treated as non-criminal. Immigration violations are excluded from criminal categorization in those classification system. Most notably, non-convicted is treated as non-criminal. Immigration violations are excluded from criminal categorization.
Because they're not criminal. They're civil. Oh my God. They're civil crimes. Immigration violations are not criminal crimes. Okay. Again, let's Google it, shall we? What is an immigrant violation considered? It is considered a civil offense. It is a civil violation. Oh my God. Let's see. What else? This is from stromlaw.com. What else is an example of a civil violation? It makes it illegal to sell, rent, or finance a property based on gender, religion, race, or heritage. Successful civil rights, housing lawsuits. Whoa. No, I don't want to talk to anybody. Another civil violation. Discrimination in education. Oh, my God. Deaf Noodles. Noodles, my guy. It's not considered criminal. No shit. No shit. Am I a Republican? Because I know how this works better than you do. I'm so confused, you guys. I'm so confused. You need to understand that even your AI is not going to match unless you train your AI model to use to match the way his model is trained. True. Yeah, right. Woosah. I need to calm. He may be trained to ignore anything that disagrees with his point of view. Yeah. Well, and that's what AI is here to do, is gas us up, right? I love this, though. Deaf Noodles on every platform except on X and TikTok, where I'm banned.
Pending charges are often excluded from those studies. Arrests are frequently collapsed into detention in those studies. That is not a correction of DHS data, what Isaiah said. That is a methodological choice. That is what Isaiah was actually citing, not DHS like I was. And that distinction matters because the key point that Jubilee and Sand failed to explain in their correction, their fact check of me, is that DHS and UCLA are not disagreeing on the raw data. They are disagreeing on definitions. DHS uses enforcement-oriented categories. They include pending charges and immigration crimes, and they focus on interior removals. UCLA uses advocacy-oriented categories. They exclude non-convictions. They treat immigration violations as non-criminal, and they focus broadly on detentions.
Okay. Immigration violations are not criminal. These are not something that you would get criminal. That's one of the biggest issues here, is immigrants have been painted as criminals because they say that, by them having immigration violations that they are criminals. And then people just go with that. They're like, well, they're criminals because they're coming over here. No. It's a civil violation. What do you get for a civil violation? Let's see. What do you get if found having a civil violation here? What is the punishment? Violation. Monetary fines, fees, and court costs. A civil violation or infraction generally results in non-criminal penalties. Oh my God.
Needless to say, what Jubilee presented in their video is not an actual fact check. That's just normative reframing. And by the way, that wasn't a one-off. The way this DHS fact check was presented by Jubilee is actually a pattern that repeats itself throughout my debates with Isaiah. In fact, in some instances, Jubilee and Sand use the fact check function as a rebuttal. Functionally, the Sand panel said something like 40.
Yes. Jubilee would use fact checking as a rebuttal. You cannot just come into a debate and spout whatever it is that you feel. Do you not know how debates work? If you have a fact, then just use it. I've shown you 4 different legitimate sources that, number 1, are not AI, and number 2, are not DHS. Go somewhere outside. Think outside.
7% of
I have to assume that this is a grift. Because of all the content that I've seen and all the content that I've watched from him, he's smarter than this. I almost wonder if it's like a Stephen Colbert thing where he's like pretending to be one of these right-wing grifters just for the views. I don't know what he's doing.
ICE bookings had not been charged with a crime. Now, notice what that does rhetorically. It collapses not charged into not criminal. It ignores pending charges. It ignores immigration crimes. It ignores interior.
What are the immigration crimes? Let me find out. What are immigration crimes? Here we go. Look at this. Google again. What are immigration crimes? Let's see. Okay, so here's the Department of Justice, and I just want to see what they... Oh, I am not a robot. Yes. All right, let's look at... He's a super spy. He's super freaky. Okay, so unlawful criminal resource manual. Unlawful entry, failure to depart, fleeing immigration checkpoints, marriage fraud, commercial enterprise fraud. Section 1325 sets forth criminal offenses relating to improper entry into the United States by an alien, entry into marriage for the purpose of evading immigration laws, and establishing a commercial enterprise for the purpose of evading immigration laws. Amended to provide an alien apprehended while entering or attempted to enter the United States, time and place other than designated by immigration officers shall be subject to a civil penalty. I went to the White House. Look at that. Department of Justice even says that all of these things shall be subject to a civil penalty. That is not a criminal charge. Hi, BG. All right. Since we're schooling Deaf Noodles today and everybody else, let's go Google. What is the difference between criminal and civil? See how easy this is? ZeroAbuseProject.org. Which one should I file? Let's talk about that. All right. You can file both. A criminal case is the state or the people versus the defendant. Usually it's a crime against society, and if you are guilty, you have to pay your debt to society, and that means perpetrator goes to jail. The civil case, which is what we're talking about here when it comes to immigration, rather than looking into it as a crime against the state, we look at it as a crime against an individual. It might be the very same act of abuse was a violation of criminal law that you can go to jail for, but that act, okay, hold on. Civil case is the victim versus the perpetrator, or the victim versus the defendant. How does this doesn't help me. Hold on. Let's see. What do we got? Uh-oh. Super Google has found it. Looking at his prior performances, he was looking for a new audience after his others collapsed and saw this one as an up, like many people with no ethical base. A video uploaded on November 5th of 2024 by Deaf Noodles frames his political trajectory from being a committed liberal voter for Obama to expressing support for Donald Trump. His online career was perceived as left-wing or making left-wing commentary. After controversy canceled, he shifted toward right-wing audiences. All right. Criminal and civil in immigration, particularly. Immigration law is primarily a civil system aimed at regulating entry and status, while immigration-related criminal law involves prosecution for violating federal statutes. Civil violations, visa overstay, unauthorized presence, lead to removal proceedings, whereas criminal offenses, unlawful entry or re-entry, can result in fines and imprisonment. Civil focuses on deportation, removal, not punishment. It is handled by the Department of Homeland Security. Criminal involves prosecution in federal court for illegal entry or re-entry, which again, all of them sending home these people is still falling under civil and not criminal, because if it's criminal, then we are going to prosecute them.
Versus border enforcement. It ignores DHS's own definitional framework. Needless to say, what Jubilee presents doesn't correct my claim. It just reframes the audience's understanding in order to support Isaiah's assertion that mass deportation targets so-called non-criminals. That's a clear editorial choice by Jubilee and Sand. Now,
well, but here's the other thing, too. I mean, you have to understand our law system. And John says this in our chat all the time. It's not what you know, it's what you can prove. Casey Anthony is not a criminal. In the law's eyes, Casey Anthony is not a criminal. O.J. Simpson, not a criminal. You get what I'm saying here? Like, if these people are not charged with crimes, then in the eyes of the law, they are not criminals.
To step further and talk about what was omitted, because that is also critical. See, a neutral fact check.
You know, for somebody who has a lot to say, he sure does play the victim a lot. And I've seen this. I've watched some of his stuff on Adam McIntyre's videos. And it's always, no, they weren't listening. They didn't hear what I was saying. They omitted stuff. They took it out of context. They say what you said. I said what I said. Take it or leave it. I mean, you're confident in what you said in this argument, and yet you're back on your channel fighting for your life. Two things cannot be true at once here. Okay?
Would have said something like this. DHS classifies criminal aliens as those with convictions or pending charges, while some academic studies define criminality strictly as convictions. These differing definitions lead to different interpretations of the same data. However, that sentence never appeared. And the reason it never appeared is because it would have undermined the rebuttal function of the SAND panel that Jubilee was using in real time to craft their propaganda. Now, let's take this even a step further, okay? Because this asymmetrical fact-checking wasn't accidental by any stretch of the imagination. It was a pattern. And that's where bias becomes provable. Consistently, when I made claims, there were long panels, caveats, reframing, and context removal in those panels. When Isaiah made claims, There were short clarifications, affirming language, or no intervention.
It's interesting too because there's a video where he's like, I'm not getting any views. And he's like, maybe I'm, what do they call it? Shadow banned? He's like, maybe I'm shadow banned. Maybe people don't like the content. I don't.
At all. He was allowed to lie to you repeatedly without any sort of meaningful fact check.
Oh, so now Jubilee is just against him. Okay.
Here's a clear example of that. Isaiah repeatedly asserted that Trump's mass deportation plan makes us less safe. That is a causal claim. It's a public safety claim. It's an empirical claim. Yet there was no demand for crime data from SAN. No clarification of what less safe even means on the panel. And no countervailing evidence presented by Jubilee at all.
You know what I would have liked to see from him is I would have liked to see him take down Isaiah's claims and then disprove them. Like if you're truly going to be in a debate and you want to prove your point and you're saying that they silenced you, fine. I would have wrote down, not because I'm petty like that, but I would have wrote down all of his claims and I would have been like, here. And here's the proof on how I can prove that wrong. That's what you should be showing on this little screen over here, not this. You should be taking every claim that he made and just shutting it up with a fact and a cited source.
Meanwhile, my numerical claims triggered in real-time corrections almost every single time. That is epistemic inequality. One side must prove everything they say on the spot without notes or sources, while the other side may assert whatever they want without any sort of scrutiny. Isaiah,
do you know how our legal system works in prosecution versus the defense? What?
Applied almost nothing in the way of hard data in our debates and had basically zero SAN panels pulled up. Needless to say,
that's a great point, Mega. If you search Def Noodles, you find him first. I did find him first. Yeah, look, I just searched, Def Noodles. He's the first one that comes up, which means he's not shadow banned. People just choose not to watch. You know what they are watching, though, is like videos about him, people doing stuff about him. Interesting. That's a great point. No clarification of less safe. Sir, I'm assuming it means less safe.
To say that is not neutral moderation. And I think it's beyond obvious at this point. Now, all that being said, we also need to talk about the editing.
Right, that's the thing. He's like, so people could just say what they want, and the other people have to show facts. Yeah, that's how the prosecution and the defense works in our system. You have to prove your point beyond a reasonable doubt. That's what you were there for. It was one Democrat versus like 1,000 Republicans, and you got to prove your point beyond a reasonable doubt. And if you were so if you were so convinced, right, of what you had to say, and you can truly cite these sources. And if he were to say, something against DHS, what about another one? I pulled up 3 of them. Have more than one. And also, I have what, 4 minutes left on this video? Why are you not disproving what he says? I would have shut that down immediately. I'm not going to let somebody paint me in a way that I am not. And if there is factual evidence to prove what I am saying and somebody else edited out, you bet your ass I'm going to use my platform to prove my point. So why aren't you doing that?
Choices, because this goes far beyond aesthetics. This is about power. Who is given authority in a moment and who is not? See, repeatedly, while I was addressing the audience, explaining policy and making factual distinctions, the camera showed the back of my head. These were over-the-shoulder shots that didn't show my face. Just reduced facial visibility across the board for me.
What does that have to do anything? It could be like this, and I could still have a good point. It could be like this, and I could still have a shit point. It's about what you're saying. Is a renamed previous channel's Def Noodles new because Dennis years ago in OG channel convinced himself he was shadow banned and thus announced a new channel, this one. Why is he? You know why. It's right. Casey Anthony said she didn't do it. The prosecution could not prove it. So, according to the law, she didn't do it. According to me, she's a fucking bitch.
Meanwhile, Isaiah was framed face forward with emotional close.
And also, if he decides to watch this video back and be like, she's comparing me to Casey Anthony. I've seen what you do. Don't do that to me. Don't do it to me, Def.
And clear audience access. In media psychology, that matters, folks. See, face equals credibility, relatability, and authority.
If we're watching something about one Democrat versus 1,000 Republicans, we just want to hear the point. We just want to hear the point. You could have shown me a blank screen. I just want to hear the point.
The back of my head signals confrontation and detachment at a subconscious level. And by the way, this wasn't a single shot. It happened repeatedly. And patterns matter, folks, because patterns reveal editorial intent, or at least editorial effect. Now, all that said, it does get worse, because there appears to be at least one instance, and I want to be very careful here when I bring this up, where a reaction shot of me was placed under a different statement made by Isaiah, creating the impression that I was uncomfortable or flustered in a response to something that did not actually produce that reaction. If that did in fact occur, that is not editing for clarity. That is narrative construction.
But either way, they were able to get the edit because you made that face of seemingly being uncomfortable. I love when people are like, they didn't edit me correctly. They edited what you gave them. And if you gave them a villain arc or that you were uncomfortable.
And that technique is used in reality television and political attack ads and manipulative documentaries to effectively manipulate the narrative. And at minimum, the effect is misleading of what actually happened in the moment. It curates a version of events.
You could solve this by proving your point using your platform. I'm just confused as to why you don't want to do that.
It's designed to favor one ideological narrative over another. Now, let's take this a step further and talk about our exit monologues, because this part is not even up for debate. Isaiah was given close to 30 seconds, clean entry, clean exit, to deliver a full ad hominem attack narrative against me. Now, meanwhile, my rebuttal was cut into a sentence fragment. It starts mid-thought and ends mid-thought. There's no resolution, no symmetry, no opportunity to finish my argument, which in real time...
I feel like this whole 8 minutes has been the middle of a thought. I have no idea where you're going other than being victimizing yourself. This whole thing is mid-thought.
Was roughly the same length as his. Now, I think it goes without saying that violates debate symmetry. It violates editorial fairness. It violates Jubilee's own stated norms. If the roles were reversed, Jubilee would never defend that sort of editorial...
I have to say, if he doesn't bring up the fact that, and I don't know who this man is, but if he doesn't, I've seen the clip, if he doesn't bring up the fact that Isaiah is black in here, I'm going to be shocked. Shocked, I tell you, because that'll be an M. Night Shyamalan twist.
Decision. Okay, now that I said all that, here is a structural reality, and here's why this keeps happening. This isn't just a one-off, folks. It's structural. Jubilee is a progressive platform. It's moderated by progressive norms. It's fact-checked by progressive institutions.
Just make a good point.
It's edited by a progressive staff, and it's...
Again, it's all edited by these people, and they're trying to sell this narrative. So prove them wrong. All you're doing is whining. Like a baby. Look, he uses Trump hands. Look at. I wish I could do the Trump voice. I really can't do it. This is the this is the best debate you've ever seen. I can't do it. I can't.
It's distributed to a progressive audience. A conservative entering that...
Who cares? You could still, in a debate, make a good point, is what we're saying. Like, had you made a point that he couldn't argue that was a legit stat, I mean...
Space is not a neutral participant. They are the contrast. They are the antagonist. They are the narrative object. This is the MSNBC problem. You can go on MSNBC as a Republican, but you must understand the environment you're walking into is
like Fox News? Like both sides don't have it?
hostile, and that they will take you out of context to benefit their narrative. And now, I do want to make something very clear before I close. I actually don't regret doing this debate. Conservatives should exist in these sorts of progressive spaces. But here's a lesson, and here's a warning for my Republican friends, my MAGA friends, my America First friends, any
The fact that he used MAGA and friends on this, like, in the same sentence.
Anyone who's center right, or actually anyone who isn't operating to the left of Marx. If you choose to enter these spaces, do not expect neutrality. Do not expect equal standards. Do not expect so-called fact checks to clarify objective truth. They are—
Do not call facts truth, I tell ya. You do not call facts truth. Not on my watch.
tools of narrative management. So if you go on these shows, be aggressive, be precise, assume total intervention from channels like Jubilee, assume they will reframe you, assume they will editorialize, assume asymmetric enforcement. Because if you don't, you're not actually debating. You're participating, you're being a useful idiot in the creation of propaganda. Anyway, folks, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Hope you have a terrific day. Peace.
All right. So for me, listen, I would have heard you out if you had proved any point. 0 points were proved. Let's go to the comments. Oh, this is me doing research. Bye. I don't want you guys to see that. You have to watch the members only video. It's great. Fact checks hurt, huh? Let's see. Wah, wah. They fact checked me. You got cooked by your own ingredients. Oh, you got beat so bad you didn't want to play any actual clips. I'm sorry, bro, but you're washed. Oh. Oh my God, this is you. That was me. That was me. I was like, oh my God. Oh, all right. Let's go ahead and watch Isaiah Martin versus Deaf. Oh, it's Deaf Noodles. Let's see. Oh, this is on his channel. All right, I want to try. This is on Isaiah's channel.
You called Barack Obama the greatest president that ever was, and I said,
did I say that?
Do you endorse his drone strikes? Yes, you did.
I said he was a great president.
So you think killing civilians makes somebody a great president?
Hello? Hello? Dennis, the call is coming from inside the house.
So, do you think Donald Trump was a great president?
I think he's doing a pretty good job compared to
So you
other
think
people.
a pretty good president is someone who had more drone strikes than Barack Obama?
I don't endorse drone strikes. No, I don't.
So it's almost like that's a wash then.
Yeah. It's almost like our political leaders fucking just kill people because they're expendable. It's almost like what you can say for the right, you can say for the left. It's almost like they want us as a people to be separate so that we can all argue with each other about shit that doesn't matter so that they can do other shit, like fuck 14-year-old girls. Hello? Look at this person's face. They're like,
We're stuck in the same point. We're going around. I feel like we're going around in circles. Let's just take it back for a second.
Because it didn't work out for
So
you. That's kind of how that went.
ooh.
Yeah, you can frame it however you want, but that's not actually what
I don't
happened.
think libs of TikTok
I think the people
like this one.
I think the people at home can see a lot better that you hate America and that you
haven't
really
proved
proved my
that.
point for me. You literally said that you have a problem with me wearing this suit
you're dressed
where I
like
have
Trump.
Thank you.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
almost as if it's two wings on the same fucking bird. Good Lord. We don't hate America. I love being here. I think America's great. I love the melting pot. I love the people. But here's the thing. This is what I love also about these dumb fucks. You hate America. No, because that would be everywhere. North America, South America. We are not America. We are the United States of. Did you guys realize that? Do you realize that America is much bigger? So if you love America so much, you would love the things that come into the continent. Hold on. Let's talk about it, shall we? Oh, let's talk about America. Okay? So America consists of 35 sovereign states, commonly divided into North America, including Central America and the Caribbean, and South America. Major countries include the United States, which would be us, Okay? But if you love America so much, you also love Mexico, which you guys call criminals. You would love Brazil, which you criminalize and call criminals. Argentina, Colombia. Let's see. Antigua, Barbuda, Bahamas, Barbados, Belize, Canada, Costa Rica, Cuba, Dominican Republic, El Salvador, Grenada, Guatemala, Haiti, Honduras, Jamaica, Mexico, Nicaragua, Panama, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Trinidad, Tobago, the United States of America, Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Chile, Colombia, Ecuador, Guyana, Paraguay, Peru, Suriname, Uruguay, Venezuela. You guys love America, right? Just wondering.
Exactly. Anyway, we're going back in circles. I'm trying to move the conversation forward. It's got nothing to do. I could argue about this for my whole life, but I think the good people at home would rather see something
I
different.
love when people are like, I love America, but I fucking hate Mexicans. Like, I fucking hate it here. Did you know that you can disagree with your country and still not hate it? Exactly. Exactly. Imagine wanting to love your country. Imagine wanting to be in a place where all people get along and are treated equally and have a chance at fucking life. Grace, I'm sorry. No wonder Isaiah looks so relaxed. I love the American Project, but it isn't finished and don't like it today. Yes. It's almost like, yeah. Panama. I think about that all the time. And right, Deaf Noodles was raised in Brazil. I'll never understand a brown MAGA. That I will never understand that. It's crazy. Don't have a stroke. We love you.
Yeah, I'd pivot too if I were you. It's not working out well for you.
Okay. You can say whatever you want to save your ego. Here's the thing, okay? Prove to me that you don't hate America. I gave you a bunch of data. Show one piece.
I love Mexico.
Of policy from Democrats.
I love Argentina. What the fuck? I don't hate America. Just the fucking United States. And it's not even, we're not even united. Now we're just the fucking states of America, God damn it.
It's been good for the working class.
You asked me to prove whether or not I love America. I love America.
No. That's not what I asked you.
Why.
That is not what I asked you.
Wanted me to prove
I asked for
love
one
this
piece of
country.
policy.
My
one piece of policy.
My grandparents
one piece
worked
of policy.
their entire lives.
Look,
this
the
country.
Democrat Party.
I love
the Democrat
this
Party. The Democrat Party is one of the most dishonest, self-serving parties in the history of this country.
Where's the proof? Again, you're making a point. Show the proof. It doesn't matter. The Democratic Party. All of them are fucking 14-year-olds. Have I seen Brazilian women? Please. That was my gay awakening. It was fucking Adriana Lima. Are you sick? Oh my God. God sculpted her. It took him 3 months. And then the rest of us, he was like, I'm fucking tired. It was a promise that was made that was never completely realized. Every single time you see MAGA that ain't Lily White, all I can think is you'd have been one of, yeah.
Well, it's been like this forever, okay? Ilhan Omar got into office. Okay, so defend Ilhan Omar. She got into office with a negative net worth of $45,000.
Fact checked. Omar's financial disclosures from August 13th to 2020 shows she had negative net worth due to student loans, in which would put $45,000 in that range. Open Secrets lists the same figure for the prior year.
She's worth $60 million now.
I'm not here to talk about
AOC.
Omar's 2024 annual disclosure statement filed on May 14th, 2025 lists assets ranges where the high end is in the north of $30 million, largely from a Washington, D.C. venture capital firm and a California winery. Both of those assets come from her husband, Tim Minot, a political consultant whom Omar married in 2020.
just went on a Stop the Oligarchy tour.
Wait a second.
Spent $50,000 on luxury hotels and Bad Bunny concerts. How is that loving America?
Wait a
Doesn't all Donald Trump do is golf and shit his pants? But sometimes at the same time. He's spending our tax dollars on diapers. God. AOC joined U.S. Senator Bernie Sanders on a multi-stop fighting oligarchy tour that lists events across the country. It doesn't list any events in Puerto Rico. I love that they have to put this up because he's so wrong.
a second. I just want to make sure that something's clear.
No, just explain that to me. No, now you're trying to pivot.
Now
you're trying to pivot.
I just want to make sure this is right. You're trying to say that someone increasing their net worth.
I want to point something out here. Deaf Noodles has a channel of 500,000 subscribers. Okay. And his video about this had like, I don't know, maybe 8K views. Isaiah has 62,000 subscribers. His video, 500,000 views. Oh, you can't see it. Hold on. God bless it. I don't know how to work the internet over here, but it's 465,000 views in 3 days. December 11th, Fox News story described nearly $50,000 in expenses from the Congresswoman's trips to Puerto Rico between June and September of 2025. Snopes corroborated the amount through campaign finance reports, though there was no evidence any campaign funds were tied to a Bad Bunny concert.
In Congress,
in government per se, is indicative of someone who doesn't care about America, right?
I think enriching yourself on the backs of Americans when you're there to serve is inherently dishonest, corrupt, and it is anti-American.
You think so?
Let's hear it again. Let's hear it. Tell me again, Dennis.
Is indicative of someone who doesn't care about America, right?
I think enriching yourself on the backs of Americans when you're there to serve is inherently dishonest, corrupt, and it is anti-American.
You think so?
All right, I just want to hear that one more again.
Americans when you're there to serve is inherently dishonest, corrupt, and it is anti-American.
You think so?
Yeah.
To make money while you're in government, in power, is corrupt. Oh, Dennis, honey.
Yeah.
How much has Donald Trump's net worth increased since he's been the president?
I know that he spent for a fact over $600 million in wrongful lawsuits that were brought by Letitia James and all of these crazy Democrats in the judicial.
How much?
How much what?
How much has his net worth increased since he's been president in 2025?
Well, you tell me.
$3.3 billion.
He also had to spend. He also had to spend $600 million.
Here it is. From Forbes, presidency boosts Trump's net worth by $3 billion a year. The president is now worth, this is September 9th of 2025, the president is now worth a record $7.3 billion, up from $4.3 billion in 2024 when he was still running for office. Dennis. To stand on a soapbox and protect a man who fucks kids. Lord, I could never. For any of them. I don't care if they're Democrat or if they're Republican. People wearing these people t-shirts, like these people's t-shirts in politics, like concert merch, is fucking wild to me. Wild.
He also had to spend $600 million on these lawsuits that you guys, these frivolous lawsuits that you guys are bringing up.
Has made more money off the
He's been an independent businessman his entire life. He still owns golf courses. His son Eric,
made more than him.
His son Eric still runs the golf courses.
So if your own logic is that making money in public office is indicative of someone who hates America.
It's
I
a
would
little
say the guy who's made more than anybody else in the history of America probably hates America,
this is
right?
absolutely false equivalence.
That's not how that
This poor person is fucking sweating. They're like, get me out of here. The stress, I can't take it. Oh my God.
works, didn't it?
This is an absolutely false
That
equivalence.
didn't work out well for you.
This is a false equivalence.
And your campaign is going to be struggling after
Oh,
today.
yeah, I'm sure I'm going to be fine, okay? Do you have a problem with Congress people enriching themselves off of insider trading?
Oh, he's mad. Look at his face. Ooh.
I believe that we should ban insider trading 100%.
And I have to ask, right? You're MAGA, right? Which is, for all in intents and purposes, right? Very racist. If you truly believe in their way, what is it like to sit across a person from color, a person of color, and get destroyed?
I support John Ossoff's
So
Stop
are you
Act.
going to
But
call
by the way,
out-
but by the way,
are you going to
but by
call
the way,
out the people in your party?
Here's the situation. You just made an argument that making money in public office is something that is inherently indicative of someone who hates America. You're literally cheerleading and dressing like the man who's made more money off the presidency than anybody else in history, and you don't want to call that out. Partially because he wouldn't create a crypto coin. Partially because he created a crypto coin that he literally used taxpayer dollars to go meet with people as a result of those things. The crypto coin that he created.
What you're saying,
You don't want to talk
isn't
about that,
even
do
true
you?
To begin with,
The
Because
crypto
what-
coin?
These are all, bro.
Do we know
he
who
was a
invested in this
businessman?
crypto coin?
He was a businessman to begin with.
So what? So what? Reagan was a fucking actor. What does that have to do with any of this?
Answer this. Do we know who's investing in Trump's crypto coin?
Lay it on me.
Do we know?
Well, lay it on
Do we
me.
know for sure?
Why are you bringing this up if you don't know?
Because the point is that he is literally making money, billions of dollars, off of a crypto coin that he literally is pushing that we have no transparency on whatsoever. If that's not shady, I don't know what is. You have him literally spending our taxpayer dollars to go meet with his crypto donors. And that doesn't sound like something that's inherently corrupt to you?
I guess that's it. Isaiah, let's go. Look at, okay, so then he has, this is propaganda, gay. So, all right, he might not hate people of color, but boy, does he hate the gays.
Hi, folks. Welcome back. Today's episode is a very special one. See, earlier this morning, a
This
video
has
was
18K
uploaded of a
views.
debate I did late last year with Isaiah Martin.
Amy says, crushed it. Oh, wait. This is the one we already watched. Okay, so it has 18K views. I'm sorry I said it had 8K views. Sorry. All right, let's see what else he has to say. He's got 2 channels. That's what he was talking about. All right, I got to go in a little bit, but... Oh, no! I almost subscribed. Thank God I'm in an incognito account. Oh, my heart, my fingers, my
folks, welcome back.
my
Today's
fat
episode is very
phalanges
special.
almost deceived me. They almost turned on me. I almost had to amputate. Oh my God. Oh, the Lord was with me. Whew. Look at gay. Still gay. Isaiah will now choose a MAGA Republican debate for 10 minutes on a claim of their choosing. Okay? Oh, they're all MAGA?
All right. I chose Dennis for the final debate because he's running for the United States Congress, so let's see if he's prepared.
All right.
Well, I can tell you the answer is no because he doesn't know the difference between civil and criminal. So, okay.
My surrounding claim is that Democrats hate America. Prove me wrong.
Prove you wrong?
Yeah.
That's a very subjective opinion.
No, it's very objective.
What is the point that you're trying to make?
It's
Why
unbelievable.
I'm going to put this into Google. Hold on. Do Democrats, I'm going to play along. Do Democrats hate America? What does AI say? Let's see. Psychology Today. Arguments against the claim: patriotism through reform, different values, love of ideals, policy focus. It's deeply divisive, partisan talking points rather than an objective description of the party's intent. The debate revolves around differing visions for the country, while intense political polarization fueling accusations on both sides. That's the thing. You can't, like, this is subjective. This can't be something that you know, that's the thing that I was thinking about, because there is a part where he starts like calling names that I don't think Isaiah showed. And it's interesting to me because it's the moment that you start calling people names or going to lower insults that you prove that you have no point. You have no argument. I've said that to people when they're like, you're fucking blah, blah. I'm like, that's a weird way to prove you don't have a point.
I mean, we're in California right now. We're in Los Angeles. It's a state that's been run for over 60 years by a Democrat supermajority. We've had Democrat governors for a plurality of almost 60 years as well. The last 12, it was Jerry Brown Jr., and now we have Gavin Newsom for 2 terms. And the state, not only are we running a historic deficit, but we just spent, as somebody mentioned here earlier, $25 billion in 5 years to solve the homelessness crisis. And that money.
Why does he say it like it doesn't exist? The homeless. They're not the tooth fairy, Dennis. Homeless people exist everywhere.
Just evaporated. It went all to NGOs, you know, Gavin Newsom's cronies, and there's no accountability. There's no interest in there being any sort of accountability. So much so that LA County itself has spent over $1 billion to fix homelessness. Our current comptroller.
LA County approved a $1.2 billion bond in 2016 to pay for homelessness programs. A 2022 audit found that half of those funds had actually been spent. And this is bad because they're poor. And I don't want to see them happy.
Kevin Mejia tried to do an audit. And the mayor, Karen Bass, communist, Karen Bass, yes, she's a communist, look it up, trained by Fidel Castro.
What is this whole argument about Democrats?
The whole thing is that it's about centralized power. They're all communists, they're all Marxists. You're part of this. You're part of this infrastructure. Let me finish my point. Let me finish. Yes, that's exactly what I just stated.
So Joe Manchin is a communist?
Let me just finish my point.
John Fetterman is a Marxist?
Let me finish my point. Well, he's associating himself with that. Yes,
so your
party's being eaten from within by the Democrat Socialists of America. That's how you get Zohran Mamdani out of New York. Yeah, That's part of their goal. Yes, They're saying it literally.
You just described a party that has diversity of thought. That's kind of how.
That's not diversity of thought. Absolutely not.
That's what happens when you're not. That's what happens when you're not in a brainless cult like MAGA, right?
I'm just going to tell you this.
So You've got, for example, a party in the Democratic Party is one that has folks like Joe Manchin and Zohran Mamdani. It's people with a wide array of a political spectrum.
You're being extremely disingenuous right now.
I just want to know from you, what is it that you're trying to say about Democrats that hate America? You're saying that half of America hates this country.
Let me finish. Let me do my point. Okay, you brought up Joe Manchin and you brought up John Fetterman. 2 people that every time, John Fetterman specifically, he actually is a middle of the road guy. Let me finish my point. Okay, every time he sides with.
Let me talk. I swear, I'm gonna get to my point eventually.
Common sense policy that is coming from the. Let me finish my point, dude. Every time he sides with common sense policy,
well for you,
let me finish my point, bro. You're gonna let me. You're gonna just
really
keep.
Flustered, aren't you?
I'm not flustered.
I can see it over you. Your eyes.
I'm not. Oh, now he's trying to play back what I did a minute ago.
Remember that one?
Yes, I do remember that one.
Look how the tables have turned.
Oh my God!
Wait,
dude,
what
you're
did I
being
miss?
So petty. Just let me finish my point.
What did I miss?
Finish my point, bro. Are you gonna let me? You're gonna just
really
keep.
flustered, aren't you?
I'm not flustered.
I can see it over you. Your eyes.
I'm not. Oh, now he's trying to play back what I did a minute ago.
Remember that one?
Yes, I do remember that one.
Look how the tables have turned.
Oh my God!
Look how the turns have tabled.
Dude, you're being so petty. Just let me finish my point, okay?
Okay.
You brought up Joe Manchin and John Fetterman, okay? Every time they side with common sense policy from Republicans, what happens? They get eaten alive by their own side. You watch Hassan Piker, you watch anybody on the left, they will eat them alive for siding with common sense. Things that people in Pennsylvania and their states.
It's almost like, hear me out. What is happening? It's almost like each side has extremism. What? It's almost like some people are more towards the middle of the road because we can see policies on both sides that make sense, right? And it's almost like that the extremists on both sides are just louder. What?
One, not the Democrat orthodoxy, okay? Your party hates America. You look at Ilhan Omar. She got
so
no,
wait
no,
a second.
let me
I just want to make sure this
Ilhan
is clear.
Omar got into Congress. Look this up,
you're
folks, with a
saying
negative
that
net worth
our
of $45,000.
hates
She's worth over
America
$60 million. Explain that to me right
because
now.
of the fact that there are people with a wide array of thought. And by the way, I just want to make sure this
It is
very
not.
clear.
There's
I am
a
not
consensus.
in the Joe
You're gaslighting.
Manchin,
You're gaslighting.
John Fetterman era.
You're
of the Democratic
gaslighting.
Party. That's not where I stand personally. I am a Barack Obama-style Democrat. But ultimately, of course, right? I think he was a really good president. But
Somebody's like, of course. And he's like, yeah, because he's a really good president. But I know why you're saying of course. Look at somebody in MAGA. Look at her. She's like, yeah, it's because you're black. Fucking idiots.
Really?
But at the end of the day,
you support the one president. Wait, no. I want to take that back. No, hold on one second. Hold on one second.
Democrats hate America.
You think Barack Obama was the greatest president when he unilaterally called the most amount of drone
Why is this woman behind them yelling in an argument that she's not in?
strikes abroad and killed the most innocent civilians in the history of the United States presidency?
I don't agree with that. But
you don't agree with that?
I don't agree with that, and that's exactly what I just said. Is that people?
But
can
you
have a
just said he was the
diversity of
greatest
thought.
president.
Excuse me.
No. Diversity of thought is killing innocent civilians.
I hate to break it.
What?
To you.
How is that diversity of thought?
I hate to break it to you. But Donald Trump also had an increase of drone strikes more than what was happening under Barack Obama. So you might want to go check your numbers because if that's the marking of whether or not someone is a good president, your guy literally went and had more drone strikes.
Guess what?
I bet you're still going to go to Mar-a-Lago and beg for his support, aren't you?
I didn't just sit here and say that Barack Obama is the greatest president in history.
But Donald Trump had more drone
knowing
strikes.
that he killed more civilians.
But Donald Trump had more drone strikes, but you still think he's a good president, right?
I didn't say that I
In 2017, President Donald Trump allowed military drone strikes without his authorization, making the total numbers difficult to discern. This area of operation authorization allowed military strikes in Yemen, Somalia, Pakistan, and Libya under an expanded list of Afghanistan, Iraq, and Syria set under Obama.
Of drone strikes. I'm calling
So
out
it's
drone
almost
strikes.
like if you disagree with something, you can still support the politician overall. That's kind of how that works.
I'm literally calling out drone strikes. Do you understand how your cognitive dissonance is working?
You're trying to say that because I support Barack Obama and I disagree with drone strikes, that all of a sudden that's some type of failure in my reasoning, while you literally support Donald Trump, who had more drone strikes, and you still support him. You literally came dressed like him today. You're wearing the pin, you're wearing the tie, you're wearing everything. You came just like him.
Hold on 1 second. Wait. I just want to make a point here. He has a problem with somebody wearing the American flag. Pure Democrat. You hate America. What? You just made my point for me. Thank you so much.
That I said that you're dressed like Donald Trump.
Can you at least shake my hand? Can you at least shake my hand?
That I said that
He already shook your hand.
Dressed like Donald Trump.
Oh my God, civility is done.
You came dressed like another. What are you talking about?
You have a problem with me, with the way I'm dressed. I'm wearing the American flag. I'm wearing American colors.
That's not what he said. He said that you dress like a man, and you said, oh, God.
It's red, white, and blue.
Because
you just said you have a problem. You made my point for me, bro.
I said that?
Yeah, you did.
What I said was that you're trying to say that because of I support Barack Obama, that has to mean that I support everything that he did. You support
You're
Donald
splitting
Trump.
hairs, bro.
You literally, this is your
That's the point of this. That's the point of a debate. To, in fact, split hairs.
argument.
Your turn. Look.
You literally
Your turn.
Man that had more drone strikes.
I specifically called out drone strikes. You think that means that I support any president doing it?
Donald Trump had, and you literally.
You think you're literally having to put words into my mouth so you can exonerate yourself of a point that I made because you can't respond to it.
Your own argument.
No, you called Barack Obama the greatest president that ever was, and I said,
did I say that?
Do you endorse his drone strikes?
Yes,
you did.
I said he was a great president.
So you think killing civilians makes somebody a great president?
So do you think Donald Trump was a great president?
I think he's doing a pretty good job compared to
you
other
think
people.
a pretty good president is someone who had more drone strikes than Barack Obama?
I don't endorse drone strikes. No, I don't.
So it's almost like that's a wash then.
We're stuck in the same point. We're going around. I feel like we're going around in circles. Let's just take it back for a second.
Because it didn't work out for you. That's kind of how that went.
Yeah, you can frame it however you want, but that's not actually what
I don't think libs of TikTok is gonna like this one.
I think the people.
I don't think libs of TikTok is gonna like this one.
At home can see a lot better that you hate America and that you literally proved my point for me. You literally said that you have a problem with me wearing
Not
this
limp
suit.
noodles.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, we're going back in circles. I'm trying to move the conversation forward. It's got nothing to do. I could argue about this.
I love that all these people are Republicans, or the people who are Republicans behind them. It's like, no, we're sticking with limp noodles now. Now you put it in there. You're done. It's limp noodles.
My whole life, but I think the good people at home would rather see something different.
Yeah, I'd pivot too if I were you. It's not working out well for you.
Hi, Kayla.
You can say whatever you want to save your ego. Here's the thing, okay? Prove to me that you don't hate America. I gave you a bunch of data. Show one piece of policy from Democrats that's
Hi, friends.